Good morning, guys. My name is Eduardo Cordero, and I am the ag teacher at Bowie High School. And today's topic is related to careers in agriculture. But I decided to have two people in with me to kind of really focus on two careers that I feel like might be a little overlooked under my umbrella of agriculture. And I have Mr. Josh Swint and Mr. Bradley Earp with us today. Mr. Swint will talk to you about how to become a real estate agent, which I think is a really neat career. And Mr. Bradley Earp will talk to you on how to become a plumber, which can also lead to a very lucrative career. So I'm going to introduce to you to Mr. Josh Swint. And Mr. Swint, can you kind of line us out on what we need to do to become a real estate agent?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Cordero.
Yes, sir.
Basically, to start off in real estate, first you have to be very much a people person. That's the first criteria before any education, before anything. You gotta like people. And secondly, you need 180 hours of core courses in your real estate to get your license. That can be done partially through high school, maybe through some of your where it's coordinated with junior colleges and stuff through high school. I have a daughter that's in college that's done it while she's in college, and she's working on it, working in real estate during college. There's a lot of different ways you can be in real estate. It doesn't necessarily have to be in sales. You can handle, leasing and whatnot. Where it relates to agriculture is in my specialty. I like to sell land. And, you don't have to have a lot of training. Sometimes it does help if you're in ag classes to know about grasses, to know about livestock, stocking rates. You need to know a lot about hunting. Most of the people that are buying land, are associated with hunting in some way. They like to hunt, they want a land that can run cattle or sheep or horses or whatever. But they also want a hunting place. And that's very critical to know the basics, of all of that. And agriculture, through FFA and stuff, you also learn a lot of things that are associated, like in directors, like being on the FFA, with the director, like your board that carries that. You learn how to handle people and direct them and learn people skills. And people skills, again, are the most critical part of being in real estate. Also, you can also be a real estate appraiser, and you can, appraise, and you can take a different set of courses there, that you can get out on a lot of ranches, see what they're bringing, and you kind of develop that and you work under someone for a while. As a realtor, you can it takes 4 years before you can become a broker, and you have to work under a broker in real estate to begin with. And after 4 years and so many sales that you prove up, then you can become a broker and work for yourself if you want it. Many people always ask, what can it make? That's all over the board. If you're good, you can make a lot of money. If you're not, you can't make any. My prime example of a realtor, I don't know that he was a realtor, but he's in the real estate business. It's our president. He's in the real estate business. A lot of people don't even relate that, but he was a land trader, land developer. And there's so many aspects. You can become a land developer. My nephew started off in the real estate, traditional real estate, handling the leasing during college. He's now transitioned into being a land developer. They've done it all over the DFW area. And so there's just so many facets of what you can do. The most rewarding part I do is, obviously, I'm a rancher as well. I love ranch land. It's my passion. And I get to go out on a lot of pretty places and get to see a lot of great sights, scenes, and the best part, you get to coordinate your own schedule. For the most part, you can work it around, so you got lots of time with your kids. a lot of time with family and, you know, and you got a lot of time to work, and there's a lot of investment opportunities in real estate as well. You know, there's just so many aspects, that would, of real estate that are phenomenal to be with. You know, residential sales in town, you get a lot of time with people, and get them a house that they've always dreamed of, their first home sometimes. And also, you know, sometimes you're selling for a family and helping them out, disperse a family's home, you know, that's a sentimental thing to them. And, but a lot of times the first home buyers are the best. They're always excited, and it's great to work with them. Next, I think Bradley Arp is going to speak on plumbing. And this is Mr. Arp.
Good morning, guys. As I said, I'm Bradley. I currently have a company called Arp Plumbing in Bowie, Texas there. I started the business back in May 18th of this year. So we have a new business, but it is very busy. Very blessed to be as busy as we are. We already have several new houses. It's been, to getting plumbing, I'll go ahead and touch on that. There's 4 different levels or license to carry. First off, to get in plumbing, you have to have an apprentice card. So you have to be 16 in order to apply for the apprentice card. Once you have the apprentice card, you have to be working underneath a plumber. Once you have your apprentice card, you have to have 2,000 hours, and then you're eligible to have a tradesman license. In order to get the tradesman's license, you have to apply to the Texas State Board of Plumbing, the Texas State Board of Plumbing examiners. And then once you get accepted for the application, then you have to take a test. You have to go down to Austin and take a test. They do have other places for examinations now. They're trying to broaden where they have exams at. Once you have your tradesman's license, and you don't have to get the tradesman's license, you can carry your apprentice card for 4 years and then go get journeyman. You have to have 8,000 hours in order to get your journeyman's license. Once you have your journeyman's license, then you have to take an exam as well for it. Once you have that, you have to hold your journeyman's license for 4 years. In that 4 years, you can or cannot plumb. You don't have to be plumbing at the time, as long as you have 4 years of holding that journeyman's license. Once you have your journeyman's license 4 years, then you're eligible to take your master plumber test. Again, the exam is in Austin. And once you take that test, you're then eligible to have your own company, run your own company or whatnot. But you also have to have a responsible master plumbing license. It's just an endorsement. The master plumber license, as far as having the responsible master plumber license, it's an endorsement, and that makes it able for you to have a business. Anywhere that's plumbing done, you're supposed to be a licensed plumber, especially in the cities. Cities have codes. So it is a very sought after position, or it's a position that not many people go to anymore. There's fewer plumbers going in to the field as is retiring. So to break that down is there's going to be, here in 4 or 5 more years, there's a lot of the baby boomers that's retiring, so there won't be as many plumbers. And what that means is basically more money for those that have a plumber's license. Right now, a plumber's anywhere from $85 to $125 an hour is what we charge. And you know, there's a lot of other costs that's your gross money that you get from that. It just depends on where you're at, how much you make. As an apprentice, it kind of depends. It's anywhere from $10 to, you know, $10 to $15 an hour is what you can make starting out. Once you have your tradesman's license, then you're talking about anywhere from $18 to $25 an hour, and then once you have your journeyman's, it's anywhere from $20 to $30. It just varies on where you're at, which is very good. You do not have to go to college to be successful, guys. Once you get your master's license, have your own company, you're talking well into six figures. And I won't lie, it's not easy work. You do have to work. But you can also be very successful in the plumbing field. It has been good to my family and I, and it gives you an opportunity to be home too. In my other career I had, I wasn't home all the time, and I have 3 boys, and I'm home every night now, and I'm able to, once you guys have a family, you understand that, and I can, be part of their lives, so to speak. So. And also it gives you a chance to do other things as well. I also have ranch land and cattle as well, which I really enjoy to do. And it gives you time for your hobbies too, whether you hunt, fish, golf, play sports, whatever. There's time to do that because most plumbers work an 8 to 5 schedule. Not a whole lot of work after hours unless it is an emergency.
Good deal. All right, well, I know we have a few questions up there that you guys have submitted, and I saw one. The first one looked like, how does this real estate agent position career relate to agriculture? So, Mr. Swint, can you kind of elaborate on that for us?
Well, it relates to agriculture in the fact that the land knowledge that you need to know. If you've got a background in agriculture, it sure helps in selling ranch land and ranches. A lot of times we go out and people ask me how many cattle will this place run, and I've grown up around that, so I can answer that. And also in farming areas, you need to know the amount of production per acre and stuff. And again, it goes back to the hunting aspect. That's a big factor in North Texas and pretty much throughout all of Texas is the hunting capacity for a property, how many deer it has, how many hogs, and whatnot.
Perfect. And guys, one of the courses that we offer under the agricultural cluster, once you get into high school and you are involved in an agricultural course, make sure get with your agricultural instructor and see if they offer a wildlife class. You're also available, will have the opportunity rather, to obtain your hunter certification as well through that class. So I would sure urge you to get a little additional education if this is an area that you really enjoy. Another question, and I'll let Mr. Arp take this one, and then we'll go over to Mr. Swint. Question is, what is the most challenging part of your career?
So being a owner of a business, the hardest thing I have is letting the customers know for scheduling, because we are so busy. It may be a month away before I'm actually able to get to the job, and that's the most challenging thing that I personally find in my career.
Perfect. So we do have a question on there. I believe it was JJ that asked about animal sciences. Well, JJ, I can sure help you out with that as from my side of it. On the animal science side, please do enroll in your livestock production class in high school. We do at Bowie, we offer that class as well as an equine science class, and then gravitate towards a small animal management. And your senior year, you are able to enroll in the veterinary medical class. And in that class, guys, we have the opportunity for our students to give them that opportunity to intern with our local veterinarians. And they were able to get a state-recognized certification to become a veterinary technician through the TVMA program. Again, that is a one-year course. Some schools will allow you to take that your junior year and then able to get into the work program if you want to your senior year and take advantage of that, of becoming a veterinary technician. I want to go to the next slide. Can we get that? No.
Mhm.
This one not, clicker's not working. Okay, so while that's going on, guys, there's a question on earning potential. Mr. Swint, can you kind of give us a salary range of becoming a real estate agent, what the potential is of earning that?
Yes, a lot of my starting agents that's worked for me have traditionally their first year or two till they got their feet wet and learned a lot about it would make 30 to 40,000 a year. Some of my like 5 year in, 6, 7 year in agents have made 70, 80,000 a year, and it kind of depends on how big your niche. If you get into the larger market niches and to the ranches, it can add up to more than that rapidly.
Perfect. Mr. Earp, can you kind of give us some numbers, maybe of a salary starting out, and then what you've seen or heard of some maximum potential?
Sure, starting out, as I said, it's $10 an hour, so it's not, you're not gonna be, making a whole lot starting out, but you can start out when you're 16 years old as well. So you can start that as you're in high school. And then by the time you graduate, you can be a tradesman, or a year later be a tradesman, and then be making $60,000, which is a good income for, a 19-year-old, 20-year-old. And then once you have your own business, guys, the sky's the limit, honestly. I mean, you have plumbers working underneath you, and you're able to make, well into 6 figures at that point.
All right, so we have a question, I believe.
Hank has asked how much are the license. I'm assuming he means as a plumbing license.
Yeah, so plumbing license, it doesn't really run you that much. You have your yearly license you have to keep up, and you also have to take continuing education classes. They don't run that much. I think the master plumber license, $300 or so to apply for that. So it doesn't really, the license part of it doesn't run too much.
Mr. Swint, what do you think a good dollar figure is as far as becoming a real estate agent? How much financial money is involved in investing in becoming a real estate agent?
Well, to get into real estate, for your 6 classes that are required, they're usually $200 to $300 per class to take them online. Usually the go sit down classes are approximately the same cost. So, you'd be talking, $1,200 to $1,800 there. Once you get into real estate, you have your dues you have to pay, which is approximately $500 a year. Then you usually have to become a member of a MLS, which is usually $100 a quarter, so $400 a year approximately. And there's just a few other little fees, and it kind of depends on the agency you work for as to what they pay and what you pay. But you're actually an independent contractor, so you're actually working for yourself. You work under the guise of a company, but you are an independent contractor.
Perfect. And that's one thing I did different this year, guys, is I picked 2 individuals, again, that work for themselves. There's that potential to earn, as far as sky's the limit on the salary that you, I guess, expect for yourselves in that. And the key word is that, or the key message I want to tell you, and I tell all my students every year, that do not worry about having to go to a 4-year institution to become successful. And one thing I want to give you guys a little word of advice is that any career that you choose, don't let that the financial status be the driving force. Number one, you're going to have to be happy. So find a very strong passion for something you really enjoy. And because when you're very happy in the career you choose, you will become very, very successful, and you'll see a lot of opportunities grow from there. Just a few statistics, guys, for you. Again, the average age of the farmer rancher is going to be 58 years old. And I've got that up there on that screen for you. And one of the things I really want to guide you on is that 1 out of 7 working Texans are related in an agricultural job. And Texas, I'm very proud of this, that you ladies out there, we have more women and minority-owned operations than any other state. So we need to close that gap. I wish we were a lot closer. Well, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.